Most of us live for most of our lives through the shadows that we have within our being, beliefs we have about ourselves that keep us small or keep us maybe big in a way that we don't intend. But they hide from us who we truly are. Not only beliefs, but patterns of thinking, those same old thoughts that we have over and over again, the same feelings that lead to the same emotional responses to things, always masking the truth of who we are within us, not only from ourselves, but from the world. When this happens, people are meeting a projection of projection that we cast out into the world. And they then, in turn, form projections in their minds about us. And so it becomes a whole convoluted thing through which it's really hard to see the truth of something, let alone of someone. It's little wonder then that our endeavors don't work out quite as we'd like. When things get twisted, when we find some success in something, but it cycles back again into an old experience of not really working that well in whatever way. And we have certain ideas about why that is. We might think, oh, well, we need to learn something different, or we need to change our mindset, or maybe people just aren't liking what I'm doing. Whatever version we have, those things tend to repeat because they're ingrained and wired into us in a way that is really difficult to overcome. Because the moment we step out and beyond those things and we start succeeding in something, that little niggle inside will get a bit louder and want to say, hang on a moment, don't forget, remember you're this person who doesn't actually do so well at this. You're this person that people don't really want to hear from. And just why do you think you're entitled to say the things that you're saying? You know, that voice, whatever your version of that is, that's a shadow. And there are all kinds of these. A very common one is about visibility. And my own version of this is that I quite liked to stay invisible. I knew that I was barely visible, really, and I actually kept it that way. Not intentionally, because there were many times when I tried to overcome that, and there were many times I succeeded in that. I learned to run workshops. I learned to train people. I learned to coach amazing leaders. And yet, when I look at it, really, I would take 3 steps forward and 2 back, usually. Sometimes 3 forward and 4 back. And always the same old voices would come in saying, well, actually, who do you think you are to be telling this amazing executive leader how to do something, or how to approach something, or how to shift a perspective maybe? And so whatever success I've found over the years in various fields has at some point always cycled back to a lesser version of what it was promising. So really it wasn't for me 4 steps forward and 5 or 6 back, but always a little forward and quite a bit back, but progress over time. And so we tell ourselves it's okay, because even with those setbacks, we're still making progress. Like the graph of let's call it success is still rising, so that's okay. But what I've come to know is that's not really very much fun at all, really. And when you realize that you don't have to learn to change those beliefs. I tried that for so long, rewiring my brain, shifting my perspective so that I could see things from different angles, see the learning in things for myself. And I became really good at that. And so my graph did go up. But yes, every slide back wasn't fun at all. And now I know I don't have to change those beliefs, because actually I can't. They're so deeply ingrained that it will take more than one lifetime to rewire those in my being. But I don't have to do that. All that I need to do is come back to this deeper place inside myself. This place that is the truth of who I am. This place where there is no voice that questions my validity, where there is no voice that questions my value, where there is no measuring up to do. Measuring up for me was never, I won't say never, but seldom about measuring up to what other people are doing and thinking. It was usually a measuring up against my own criteria for myself. And I was pretty tough on myself. Actually, I can't see how anyone would succeed with me as their judge and measurer of progress. But in this place, there is no need to judge myself. There's no need to judge anyone. There's no need to judge progress even. From here, I can simply express my truth. And where my truth resonates and lands for anyone, then I have more for that person to hear. And that's all that matters, is that my truth, what I speak, is my truth. And I could go so far as to say, it doesn't even really matter if it doesn't resonate with anyone. But I know that I'm here to bring something for some people. And so here I am expressing my truth for those with whom this resonates, and for those who are ready to hear a little bit more, maybe. And that's all that matters to me, because in this place in myself, what's most important is that I am a true expression of my inner being. And that's all. And what I've found is that from there, life unfolds differently. There is a perfection to how things happen. There always is, even when it doesn't feel so great. But from this place, there is a flow to life. More and more synchronicities fall into place. More and more things just magically happen. So I invite you to become more aware of those shadows at play in you. And I imagine you're probably already quite conscious of those. I encourage you not to judge them. I encourage you not to try and change them. I encourage you to, from this place in yourself, let them be as they are. Let them unfold as they will, because let's face it, they're going to do that anyway. Why not let them do that without you interfering with them? And perhaps that wave of shadow will roll out more quickly. Perhaps the heavy cloud might lighten and become less of a burden on your psyche. And maybe things will happen differently for you too. I invite you to be in touch if any of this does resonate with you, and if you would like to explore any of this further for yourself, please do connect with me and let's talk. I love these conversations. Thank you for listening.